We know the stories of old, but we often miss the thread that weaves them together. From the first breath of light to the first shadow of brother against brother. This is the beginning of us all. On the very first day, there was nothing. It was all dark, like when you close your eyes really tight. But God was there, and He decided it was time to change things. He simply said, "Let there be light." And there it was. Light, it was bright and warm. He called light day and the darkness night. That was the end of an amazing first day. On the second day, God made the big, beautiful blue sky. He placed soft, white clouds high above to be a ceiling for our world. It was a perfect, breezy space for the air to breathe. On day 3, God gathered the waters into seas and let dry land appear. Then He decorated, trees sprouted tall, and flowers bloomed in every color: red, yellow, and purple. Day 3 was done. On the 4th day, God decorated the sky. He put a warm sun to shine by day and a glowing moon for the night. For fun, He added millions of tiny, sparkling stars to tell the time. Day 4 was done. On the 5th day, God filled the world with music. He filled the oceans with splashing fish and the sky with birds that sing beautiful songs. The world was getting very busy. Day 5 was done. On the 6th day, God spoke, "Let the land have living creatures." Suddenly, lions, bears, and tigers appeared. Bunnies, cats, and cows roamed. The land was full of life. God's final wonder, humans in His image. He formed Adam, and from him created Eve. They were given hearts to love and voices to talk with Him as His best friends. On the 7th day, God rested and saw that it was very good. Every tree, animal, and person is a gift. Our job is to be kind, care for the world, and say thank you. The world was perfect, a masterpiece of light and life. But a masterpiece needs a witness. To tend the garden and walk with the Creator, God brought forth His greatest creation. Adam and Eve lived in a world of perfect joy, but in the middle of the garden stood one special tree. God told them, "You can eat from any tree, but not this one. If you eat from the tree of knowledge, things will change forever." The serpent hissed, "Did God really say not to eat?" Eve replied, "We'll die if we touch the middle tree." The snake lied, "You won't die. Your eyes will open. You'll be like God, knowing all." Eve looked at the fruit. Just one bite, she thought. She picked it, took a bite, and gave some to Adam. He ate it too. In that moment, innocence vanished. They knew good, and they knew evil. Then God came walking in the garden, and when He called for them, they hid themselves. God said, "Where are you?" And Adam said, "I heard your voice, and I was afraid because I was naked." God knew what they had done and was deeply grieved. He said, "Because of this, you must leave the garden. Now you will work the hard earth. You will know pain, and you will know what it is to truly be sad." Exiled for their choice, life grew hard. Yet God still loved them. He gave them clothes and promised a Savior would one day come to fix the broken world. Outside Eden, Adam's family grew. 2 brothers emerged, Cain, a farmer, and Abel, a shepherd. One offered his best, the other a cold heart. The first shadow of envy fell. Meet Cain. He loved making things grow. Huge pumpkins, giant squash. If it came from the dirt, Cain was your guy. And this is Abel. He loved animals. Taking care of his sheep was his whole world. One day, the brothers brought gifts to God. Cain offered his best fruits, impressive and grand. But Abel did something different. He chose a pure, innocent lamb, giving something truly valuable and special to him. God saw both gifts and their hearts. A soft glow shone over Abel's altar. His gift showed true love, but God saw Cain's heart differently. He was only trying to impress, giving without love, not from his soul. Cain saw God's favor on Abel, and his heart burned. His face turned a deep, dark red as ugly thoughts filled his mind. Jealousy took root. The shadow in his soul grew cold, and he began to feel hate. God gently warned Cain, "Why are you so angry? Choose what is right, and you will be happy. But if you let this jealousy rule you, it will lead to something terrible. Sin is at your door." Cain led Abel into the quiet fields as the sun began to set. A strange, biting cold filled the air. Abel didn't see the danger, but the darkness was no longer just a feeling. It was alive. The shadow became real. Cain sat in the long shadows, the warning echoing in his mind. But the darkness was heavy. As the pages of his story turned, the choice was made. The heart of a brother was about to change, forever. With Abel gone and Cain marked for exile, the world began a slow, heavy transformation. The once vibrant piece of Eden was now nothing more than a fading memory, a story told in whispers around dying fires. Adam's family multiplied, spreading across the vast, untamed earth. But as the population grew, so did the long shadow of their choices. Cities of stone and wood rose where gardens once bloomed, and the hearts of men, once warm with the Creator's breath, began to turn cold and distant. Mankind wandered further into the gathering dark, slowly forgetting the gentle voice that had walked with them in the cool of the day. The very earth felt the weight of their departure, as thorns choked the fields and the heavens grew strangely silent. Yet, even in the heart of this deep night, a small remnant remained. A few still looked toward the stars with tear-filled eyes, waiting in the heavy silence for a sign of hope. They knew the story wasn't over. A new chapter was coming. But the silence was about to be broken. In a world that had forgotten its maker, one man still listened. Noah. To the neighbors, he was a fool, building a mountain of wood on dry land. But to God, he was a bridge to a new beginning. Every hammer strike was a heartbeat of hope, a warning that the time of mercy was drawing to a close. The skies grew heavy with the weight of 1,000 years of rebellion. The world held its breath as the first grey light of the storm appeared on the horizon. Mercy was calling, but the time was short. The sky is darkening now, turning a bruised and heavy purple. The great deep is stirring, as if the earth itself knows what is coming. The story that began in the golden light of the Garden of Eden is now heading toward the cleansing washing of the waves. Do not miss the next chapter of our Genesis saga. The first drops of rain are falling, and the door to the ark is still open, but not for long. Subscribe now to witness the flood. The storm is here. We will see you in the next chapter. The first drops of rain are no longer a warning. They are the beginning. The world as we knew it is about to vanish beneath the waves. But for those inside, there is hope. Join us for part 2, The Great Flood. The door is closing. Will you be ready? Subscribe now and don't miss a single moment of the Genesis Chronicles.